We meant to start filming our thoughts about how trade school went, and we said, well, should we just talk about it first before we get on camera? And then we started talking about it, and then it evolved into the debrief. So then we turned the camera on, and here we are. We've covered things like John Dewey's essay on experience and education.
Yeah, thinking about bringing popular education to the masses as a revolutionary act, and how that just invites people into um, like not thinking about perfectionism and just like throwing that out the window, and how that shaped our prepping for trade school, and also the way we ran the whole thing.
Talked about curation and hospitality and hosting and the way space is arranged, and measures of success, which reminds me that one of the measures of success for me was just the comments of people passing in the hallway at the divinity school. One of our goals was to disrupt the space, and having someone talk about like all the anarchist shit that was happening, I was like, absolutely. Let's have a conversation about anarchy.
Yeah.
And what we're doing.
Yeah, and it prompted people to have questions about like what was going on in the space, which does not usually happen. So people were asking about, there was a boycott Wendy's sign, and someone was like, what's wrong with Wendy's? And I don't know if anyone ended up having a conversation with them, but there at least was disruptive in the space enough to like provoke curiosity, which I think was a huge part of what we were hoping for in the trade school.
Some folks affirmed the dismantle the police sign, which as they were walking in the door, I ran to Dean Towns the morning of, and she's like, "What's going on, Sarah?" And I was like,
"Oh, she know it was you."
I think she had caught me hanging out the sign.
Okay.
And I was like, "Well, the usual." Being a little, mischievous. And she's like, well, I know, but what in particular is at the trade school? And she's like, oh, I heard about that. Well, just don't burn it down. And I was like, not this time. I need my diploma. So, I don't know. Even to know that it even reached Dean Towns was like exciting.
Yeah.
And in her subtle way was like, you go, girl. So next steps, include, I guess, doing it again. Potentially. I think
about what people thinking. We were thinking when we were talking. We were thinking specifically about Nashville, and perhaps like the region, Tennessee, or working with folks around the Southeast. Just because that's where Sarah and I's contexts are.
But I think working towards that, just a lot of conversations, like old school, like lunch date things, or like Skype date.
Yeah.
Things probably need to happen. To talk about like, we got a good amount of buy-in to begin with, but just more buy-in from folks. Might be able to involve their networks in this.
Just really finding value in a space that's not under pressure or in the midst of crisis, to share skills and knowledge, and also to like make connections and to like think creatively about like issues in Nashville or like in Tennessee that we can like work together on, but not having to do that in the midst of the most immediate crises, but to have that space to like collaborate and think creatively when we're not like, oh, we have an action tomorrow, or something like that.
Yeah. There's something I was going to say, which was about one of the most exciting things in the manifesto that we created was about normalizing like passionate work and creative work, and normalizing change, all those things. And yeah, I'm excited to do that with the next iteration and all the projects that come in between.
Mm.
And then people were excited about this herb clinic, pop-up herb clinic, which I'm pumped about, and have all the herbs to like maintain probably for a year. Um, and magnets with what to do instead of calling the police, how to mediate conflict, yard signs, public art, that kind of stuff. That will help, I think, get us in the mode of like how do we normalize this for reals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think like what a cool time to be doing the work when everyone's like figuring out Nashville's organizing scene is shifting for me, and that looks like people doing what they really want to be doing. So we've like last week or whatever, the report came out on police stops in Nashville. We've got like the workers doing the thing, doing all the things. We've got this thing kind of like working on popular education stuff. And we've got Black Lives Matter doing some like direct action stuff, like crisis response. And it just feels like
newly formed group, or like more officially formed group, to talk about like detention and immigration and private prisons.
Infrastructure. Our note taker on Saturday and included me in this group about it's all about like trading and bartering. I'm like, absolutely. Yesterday they had like a bread tea barter.
What?
I know.
Oh.
So
amazing.
It feels like things are, as the overquoted Mary Oliver poem goes, taking their place in the order of things, or like announcing their place in the order.
Yeah.
I love that poem. I don't care if it's overquoted.
Well, and I think what we saw was people getting re-energized by their own work, the work they already knew that they loved, but had kind of forgotten or have been doing other stuff because the work that they love does not like pay their bills or whatever, or it wasn't what they saw that the like movement needed. But I think we saw people get re-energized by that, and it was really wonderful. Because then people like have the energy and excitement and the drive to like make change, and I think it's like much more exciting when people are just like, this is what I love and I really want to share it with people.
Yeah, I think Rihanna's too. I think Rihanna's direct action training was like a clear example of like an instance where she could have done like, this is how you plan a direct action, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and instead took it a lot deeper and talked about our bodies and relationship to direct actions. That was really exciting.
Yeah.
And probably the product only because there was no direct action to plan.
Yeah.
And then Kyle's fermentation workshop also was like so deep.
Yeah, really profound. Fermentation is incredible, and you can tell that he like thinks really deeply about like not just like fermentation, but sort of like all the like metaphors and meaning within fermentation.
And the theologies, really it was theological work, instruction.
Yeah.
So that was really amazing, because that's like what's gonna sustain us, like you said, through the like hoopla of all other things.
Yeah. Yes. And like it gives other people energy. Like I was just excited. Like I'm excited about herbs now and fermentation. Like that wouldn't have happened unless other people had been like, this is amazing and I want to share this knowledge with you, not like go read a book about it.
Right.
So that's been really, really good. Other things that we would change doing it again.
Oh, but before we go there, I have one more thing that like would be so dope to do next time.
Yes.
Or to have or not next time, but like in between time.
Yeah.
Would be to have like a radical library somewhere in the divinity school with like zines and just like in a in one of those mailbox cubbies.
take
just
it to you out.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, because that's a part of like making it accessible or disrupting the space. It's just like yeah, there's that big library over there which has some good books,
Yeah.
but won't have the zines that talk about non-medical pregnancy. You won't have the zines that talk about critical analysis to herb and plant medicine.
Well, we could work with our friends in other schools to like, I mean, the zines are really easy to copy and like get out, but you could put them maybe like Hope over in nursing could like get some over there, or like find a spot to put them there, like in Peabody or wherever.
Yeah.
That's something that we could like disrupt more.
Yeah.
Than just the Divinity School.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or oh my gosh, like little kind of the safe sex packets. I wonder if there's like self-care packets that includes like an herbal candy and like an affirmation and
I love that.
a stone or something like that, you know. That would be so. Or like a YouTube link to like a really nice song.
I love that.
Me too. And we can just put them in a Ziploc bag. And just like take what you need. Yeah.
Or like prompts to like call a friend today, or like. You're like,
Yep.
We should do that.
You should. That would take really. We could probably figure something out with what we have.
Yeah.
On this table and some Ziploc bags.
Yeah. Like one bag of tea and.
Oh my gosh! Yes. Absolutely. I bet those would get super used.
Like, go look at a tree.
Yeah, because in an ideal world, you have like a quiet room, healing room everywhere, but people aren't there yet. Administrators aren't there yet.
Well, and also like I personally need prompts and like companions in my self-care sometimes. Like, it's okay to go take a walk even though you have all this homework to do, or that you need to get things ready or clean the house or something. It's okay to take a nap or a walk or call a friend or drink some tea and stare at the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all building, right? Like, I'm also really inspired by the work of Harriet's Apothecary. You know that?
I don't know that.
Poof. Well, they're a group of healers in Brooklyn, of course, because, New York. That get together like quarterly, I think. Like maybe more regular now. They've been going for a while, but the healers get together and they offer like free sessions, either consultations or actually practice their like healing modality for free to the people. And yeah, they just set up like a pop-up like healing day. I know. It's dreamy. Yeah. I guess they have like I've never been in New York in a long time, but they like have medicine, they have like massage, like bodywork people, they have like readers and people who work with like spirit and like energy stuff, Reiki. They have it all. But anyways, I think that's like
but we're here.
Dream year 5.
Yeah.
Or like if we get like a grant, year 2. Who knows? Anyway, the other thing that's like in between time is like Brianna's idea of like cultural offering, sharing thing. That was really strong.
Yeah, it was really strong.
Yeah. So things we would do. Yeah. Sorry. That was hesitation.
That's good.
Things we would do different.
The nice thing about throwing perfectionism out the window is like I haven't obsessed about that. But I think the one thing we talked about right after was better buy-in and being more assertive about getting people to bring their organizations, or like doing it in conjunction, more like partnering with organizations. to like get more buy-in from like the Nashville activist community. Because I mean, we had a lot of that, but it was more like individuals, which was nice and really good. People were just like, who wanted to come were coming. But as we were thinking about what the Nashville like movement scene might need was space to like geek together and like build trust and be able to share knowledge and skills in a less pressured space, and I guess like really to be able to like practice our politics on a more personal level, like interpersonal level, which is not easy. But to have space that's like a little less charged would be, I think, really good to have. Yeah, so we were thinking about better like getting the word out, really being better about partnering, all of those things.
Yeah. I also would have liked to talk to some divinity school students about it.
Yeah.
Especially, well, I'm on my way out, so I don't know everybody, but there are some people that I do know that I think would have come. They would have received maybe like a more direct invite.
Yeah.
That's always the case, right? But and I'm these first years, I'm curious and still scoping them out. But I think that I'm sure that there are some who really want to invest in the work happening in Nashville and are probably just looking for like an entry point.
Yeah.
And that could have been it, but time.
Yeah.
Time for them and us too. So.
Yeah, and we did have a few first years.
Yeah. I just think, and I guess I would have brought it up in like more of my classes that are geared towards this, like with Segovia or Beaver.
Yeah.
But I do like that it happened in the divinities. I was okay with that.
Yeah.
It was in line with our purpose, so that works.
Yeah.
But it is nice to have some like outside time. Maybe that's what I would suggest next time.
Like outdoors.
At least sections or portions.
Yeah.
Like we could have, what would it look like to take over the courtyard?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
To go foraging on campus.
Oh, so I thought about that, and guess what? I think it's illegal because it's an arboretum. I don't know about other plants, but trees you definitely. Yeah.
What about there's like a fig tree on campus? Can you take the figs?
I
mean, people do.
People do.
My housemate does. It's like, oh, there's herbs everywhere. It's like, okay. Yep. Love it. It's like I do not notice those things. I should. But yeah, I mean, we do have access to some like beautiful trees and things. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
We did it.
Trade school.
It's a nice soft opening, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and like it always helps to like have done it once.
Yeah.
And that way, like on a practical level, you have pictures and like stories and narratives and like products to be like, hey, this is what we did last time.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're like, we did it. It is possible, and I think we know how to do it better or more effectively. Even if we like change our goals, and I think it's something that can shift in like what our goals for it are.
Which I think is all of that data is good for like asking for more money if we like wanted to do that. Which I mean, we did it $50. That was kind of amazing. But if we wanted to like run out of space, that would not
feed more people,
or feed more people, though we still have a lot of leftover food. But yeah, I think it'll be a easier sell next time. Be like, and here is what we've done.
Yeah.
A, in the planning, and B, in like collection of it. I mean,
Yeah.
this video, the 20-ish pages I wrote.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, all good for like grant writing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. We good?
I think we're good.
Thanks all. See you next time.